Good evening, everyone. Today is our week 5 of this the graduates IT employability skills. And as always, we are going to start by showing our outlines. So our today's outlines goes like this. We are going to have a recap on week 4, though we are going to have a general recap on all what we have done. Maybe basically we are going to have a general recap on all what we have done, but we are going to emphasize on what we have discussed on week 4. You see the way we have been moving. We started from maybe from known to unknown. I know a lot of people might be thinking these things are too basic when we started with week 1, but you see the way things are moving. They are moving gradually up to the point where a lot of us did not know. So that's the same thing, the same procedure applied to what do you call it? Applied to Microsoft Excel, because today we are going to start Microsoft Excel. As far as Microsoft Word is concerned, we've covered what we think it will help you, and it might be relevant to whatever you might encounter in your uh, uh, day-to-day activities. Last week we talked about page orientation, which was relevant with page setting up, page layout or page layout in week 3. Then we talk about page break, and we also talk about section break, and I believe we all know how all those things work, and we all know what section is all about and what what page break is all about. We go ahead and talk about advanced page number. We see how you can talking about section break. Section break, the main purpose of using section break is to apply a particular setting of, or to apply something that is entirely for that particular section. I cited an example with maybe you want to set up your page to be landscape, or you want to set it to be portrait or something else. Maybe it might be your network, a class rep. It might be your network because you are the only one that complained about that. So we said maybe you want to, that a given section to be landscape, or you want a given section to have kind of stylings. Maybe you want place to have a given types of what do you call it, page number. So you are going to break them into a different section. Then you go ahead and do all your customization. We talk about advanced page number, which I just finished talking about earlier. Which is maybe you want maybe your preliminary pages to be in Roman numbers, while you want your numbers, your normal body of the research to be normal numbers, not Roman numbers. So we talk about how you can do that. We also talk about headers, how you can style your headers, how you can customize it, and what have you. We also talk about navigation pane, which will give you easy way to navigate through your document in whatever page you want, irrespective of how many pages you have. Maybe you have hundreds or thousands of pages. You want to navigate to a given point. All you have to do is just go to a navigation pane and select a particular heading you want to navigate to. So it gives you easy navigation. Then we talk about table of content. Also, we all know what table of content is all about. So we talk about table of content. Then we talk about reference. We talk about reference. We talk about citation, how you can put your citation. Then later on, you can go ahead and do your what do you call it? Your referencing after you are done with your citation. So, as I said, there are a lot. There are a lot to cover. There are a lot to cover. So, all you have to do is, after you are done with this, you master them. You can go ahead and keep learning, keep learning, keep learning. We are still learning a lot of things in Excel. So, sorry, in Microsoft Word. So you can keep learning. You can keep learning continuously. You will learn a lot. There are a lot in Microsoft Word. There are a lot in it. So you can keep learning, please, as much as you can. maybe let me just throw a challenge to you. You can go ahead. We did table of content, so you can go ahead and make a research on how to create maybe table of figures. You know that maybe you put figure 1, figure 2, figure 3. Those that are doing MSc might know about this. If you are doing MSc, apart from table of content, they will ask you to identify the table of figures. So there is a easy way you can do the table of figures also. You can go ahead and make your research. Also for tables, there are ways you can do that. So you can go ahead and maybe find or do your research on how to do that. So there are a lot. Please, you can keep learning as much as you can. So today we are going to talk about Microsoft Excel. We are going to start by introduction to Microsoft Excel. Then we are going to talk about different versions of Excel. We are going to talk about different versions of Excel we have. Then we are going to talk about what Microsoft Excel can do. Then we are going to talk about Microsoft Excel interface. Then we are going to talk about what are rows and what are columns in Excel. Then we are going to talk about cell designation. Then we are going to talk about question and answer. We already have a recap. We already did our recap. So the next thing we are going to talk about is versions of Excel. You know, Excel is okay. Yeah, we haven't introduced Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft Excel basically is one of the Microsoft Office package software. We all know what Microsoft Office package is all about. So it's among the tools in Microsoft Office package, and it's used to. There are a lot of things that you can do with Microsoft Excel. As you can see, for Microsoft Word, you can design, you can do this, you can do that, you can do letterhead, you can do the portrait and whatever. So the same thing for for Microsoft Excel. uh, you can design dashboard, or you can do analysis, you can do a lot of things with Microsoft Excel. You can do calculation, you can use Microsoft Excel as your database. Whatever has to, anything that has to do with data, you can use Microsoft Excel to do that. So as I said, there are different versions of Microsoft Excel. The first version of Microsoft Excel is this one, which started from 1985 to 1990. Then the next one is this one that started from 1990 to 1994. These are the icons of them as of then. This one, you see, this one looks like a calculator. So the next one is one that started from 1995 to 1999. It's another version of Microsoft Excel. So I think this one is more familiar with almost all of us here than the ones we have just shown earlier. So this one is 1999 to 2003. Then the next one is 2003 to 2007. Then the next one is 2007 to 2010. Then the next one is 2013 to 2019. They are all versions of Microsoft Excel. The next one is, okay, this, okay, so this one is the last one, that is from 2019 to now. Though there is, yeah, from 2019 to now, which is, we have Microsoft Office 365 or Microsoft Excel 365. It has a lot of formulas that Microsoft Excel 2019 doesn't. There are a lot of formulas in Microsoft Excel 2019 which are not, sorry, in Office 365, which are not available in Microsoft Excel 2019, among of which are filter. The formula of filter is not available in Microsoft 2019 or later. So you see all these Microsoft Excel, there are a lot of differences between them. Some have this formula, some doesn't, some have this, some doesn't. You can do this with that, you can do this with that, depending on the versions you have. But all I want from you here is to know that all these are versions of Microsoft Excel, and whenever you see them, please, are we together? So whenever you see them, you need to know that, yeah, these are versions of Microsoft Excel. Whichever one you see, you need to know that, yeah, this is another version of Microsoft Excel. So let's move to the next slide. What Microsoft Excel can do. What can we do with Microsoft Excel? There are a lot of things we can do with Microsoft Excel. There are a lot. There are a lot of them. But I'm just going to display the most important ones, or the ones that we are going to do. The first one is data entry. You can use Microsoft Excel for data entry. Maybe you want to do data collection, or you want to enter data. The data was given to you, so you want to do the data entry. You can use Microsoft Excel for the data entry. Then the next one is calculation. You can use Microsoft Excel to do any kind of calculation. Whatever kind of calculation you want to do, you can use Microsoft Excel to do it, and it will simplify things for you. Maybe you are calculating CGPA, or you are calculating a particular variables. Maybe you want to multiply this by this, or you want to divide this by this. You can do it in Microsoft Excel. Another beauty of Microsoft Excel is that if you do the calculation for one record, you don't have to do for all. Once you did for one, even if it is 1,000 or 1 million records, all you have to do is just to drag down. It will automatically reflect with respect to all the data you have. It will calculate it for you automatically. The clear example that I may give is that maybe let's say you have what do you call it? Let's say you have a school of students. I think this one is the one that we are more familiar with it. So let's say you have a shop. You ordered a lot of items. Let's say you ordered 100 or thousands of items. You ordered it at a given price, and you want to convert it in a particular maybe rate. Maybe you ordered it in dollar. You want to convert it to naira. So all you have to do is just multiply by the current what do you call it, the current value of that particular dollar and that particular day. Then you drag. Once you drag, it will reflect with all other products you have on ground. So that is the beauty part of it. Then we can use Microsoft Excel for data cleaning. You want to clean your data. You have your data, so you want to do cleaning. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things maybe that you might want to clean. So you can use Microsoft Excel for data cleaning. So maybe when we get there, you will see how we do data cleaning. But I'm just telling you that there are a lot of ways you can clean your data when you are using in Microsoft Excel. You can use Microsoft Excel for analysis. You know, there are a lot of tools. There are a lot of tools that we use for analysis. There are a lot of tools that we use for analysis. But Microsoft Excel is one of the most powerful because it is very simple, and it can do all the stages you know about data analysis. It can do it starting from data collection or data entry, data transformation, data cleaning, data visualization, data analysis, everything. Microsoft Excel, you can do all the stages with Microsoft Excel. While for other tools, there are tools like Power BI. You cannot do data cleaning with Power BI. Rather, you have to do it in Microsoft Excel. Then you come back to the Power BI and do your design and do your dashboard. But in Microsoft Excel, you can do the dashboard, you can do the transformation, you can do the cleaning, you can do a lot of things with Microsoft Excel. So that's why it's regarded as most powerful among them. Then another beauty part of Microsoft Excel, you can use it to be your database. You can use it as your database. That's another beauty of Microsoft Excel. You can use it as your database. You can store your data, like your data, even your data. You are graduate at Employability because your database is some of your database is in Microsoft Excel. All the records, all your records, your location, your email, your phone numbers, your state of origin, everything all your database is in Microsoft Excel. It is stored there. So it's another beauty of Microsoft Excel. So now the next thing is Microsoft Excel interface. Now please let's go directly to the Microsoft Excel interface, and explore in it and take a tour in it, and then I think from then we can move to the next item in today's class. Okay, so this is Microsoft Excel interface. This is Microsoft Excel interface. So you see this interface. I think let me start with the home. Okay, let me start with this. You see, we have file, we have home, we have insert, and what have you. So this is how the Excel interface looks like. Um, this is quick access toolbar. I believe we have quick access toolbar in Microsoft Word also. So this is a quick access toolbar where you can save, you can do, you can undo, and all other things you can do them in the quick access toolbar. Then this is title bar where the root book one is a title bar. I believe you all know this one, where you name the file, where you can name your file and give it where you can give it any name. Maybe I give it the name Ahmad or something else. So that is for title bar. Then the next thing is this menu bar. You see, these are the menu bar of Excel. It's somehow different with Microsoft Word. Let's just take a look at it. You see, this is the file. This is file. You see, we have new, we have open, we have add-ons, we have info, and what have you. So all these ones are what we have in file. Then for home, this is what we have for home. You can cut, copy, paste, format, filter. Uh, you can change stylings. You can put borders. All these ones, I think we have done them in Microsoft Word. So there is also this percentage. There is this where you can format your what do you call it, your cell or your column or your row, whatever you want to format. Then there is this conditional formatting and what have you. So these are all what we have in home tab. We have different of them in insert tab. This is the insert tab. Just a look at it. You see where we can insert pivot table, the charts, the pivot charts, and what have you. So that's for the, what do you call it, for insert. Then and the same thing for page layout. You see, this is what we have for page layout. We can color it, we can put themes, page orientation, and what have you. Then this one is formulas, where you can put formulas. If you need any explanation about the formula, this is where you can just use the formula manually. Then this one is for data, where you can remove duplicate, you can do text to column, all what have you. Depending on what we will teach you or what we will cover some part of it, but not all. We will cover what we think is most important for you. Then this is for review. Also, then this one for what do you call it, for this one is for view. You see where you can freeze your pen, you can remove the grid line and what have you. So basically that's how the interface of Microsoft Excel looks like. Then the next thing that is in the interface, please, you have to understand this. There is what we call workbook, there is what we call worksheet, then there is what we call rows, and there is what we call columns, then there is what we call cell. So for Okay. For workbook, it means the entire table. Sorry, the entire file. You know, for Microsoft Word file is Word document. So for Microsoft Excel file is workbook. The entire file. If I save this one, like this one that is book one, is the entire file, which includes worksheet. Under worksheet, it includes rows and columns. There are different columns. So that's for workbook. That is where all your files are. Then workbook can take a lot of data. It can take complete data of Nigerian people, all the people in Nigeria. It can take the data That is for workbook. Because the reason why I said that is that, you see, we have one sheet like this. We have sheet one continuously. So there is room for adding another sheet. You understand? You can add another sheet, but I'm explaining workbook for now. The entire file is what we call workbook. Then the next thing is worksheet. Worksheet is under workbook. Under workbook, there are a lot of sheets. There are more than 200 worksheets. So you can create more depending on the version of Excel you have. You see, for my own version, which is Office 365, you can only see sheet one, but if you keep clicking like this, you can create another one. You see, you can create another one. So you can create as much sheet as you can, and all of them can do different things. All of them can do you can do your calculations, you can do all your manipulation in first sheet. After you are done, then you go to the next one. And mind you, worksheet is not the same as page. Page is different. Page is in the same place, while for worksheet there are two things, they are in different place. This one is sheet one. You can do all your manipulation and everything in this place. Then after you are done, you can go for the next sheet. So the reason why I said it can take the whole Nigerian data is that, now let's take Nigeria as a case study. So if we take Nigeria as a case study, we will save this one as a Nigerian file. So if we save it, we name it Nigeria, then we can go ahead and make this one to be what? To be our, maybe let's say Abia. The next one should be Adamawa, continuously up to Zampara. You can, I told you, you can create as many as you want. So all this sheet one, sheet two, sheet three, and what have you, they are all under what do you call it? They are all under one workbook. And another thing, you can rename your workbook. You can, oh, sorry, you can rename your worksheet. Workbook also, you can rename it. I believe you can do that. So for worksheet, if you want to rename your worksheet, all you have to do is just right click on it. After you right click on it, then you go ahead and rename it and give it a name you want to give it. Let's just give it name Abia. You see, I renamed it. You see, then for this one now also, let me right click, then we come to this and say, let's say Adamawa, like this. Then you go ahead, for the next one, you right click and then rename it. You give it a name, let's say Akwa Ibom, continuously. So you can do for all the 36 states in Nigeria. So this one is what worksheet is all about. Then the next thing after worksheet, you see, you have as many worksheet as you want. You can create another more worksheet if these ones are not enough for you. So now we know how to create a worksheet. So now the next thing is, how are we going to delete it? Let's say we don't want all this worksheet. We all need Abia, Adamawa, and Akwa Ibom. So I will right click. After I right click, then I click on delete. Then I right click on this one also. I will click on delete. Then I will right click on this one. Then I will click on delete continuously up to the last one that I don't want. So whatever sheet you don't want, you can just go ahead and click on delete. Mind you, if you have content in it like this, it will warn you first. You see, it warned me that, are you sure you want to permanently delete it, because there is content in it. But if there is no any content in it, all it you have to do, once you click on delete, it will automatically be deleted because there is no any content in it. So that is for our worksheet. We see how we can rename it, how we can edit, how we can delete it, and how we can do different things. You can copy and what have you. So there are a lot of things you can do in worksheet. So that's it for worksheet. Then the next thing after worksheet is rows and columns. Rows and columns. We all know what rows is all, what row is all about, and we all know what column is all about. I don't know if we didn't finish in time. I think we can go ahead and come back in the next 5 minutes. But let me quickly run and see if we can finish within a specified time frame. Though I know there might be questions, maybe if there are questions, we can come back if we are done with it. So these are columns. You see, these A, B, C, D are columns. A, B, C, D, E continuously. They are all columns. Column A, column B, column C, column D. you see up to how many columns? You see from column A to column X, F, D. How are you going to navigate to the last column? If you press Control, then you click on your right arrow. Your right arrow. Once you click on the right arrow, it will navigate you to the last column in the list. So after it's done with A, B, C up to Z, then it moves to A, B, A, C, A, D, A, E, up to the last one. After it moved to AZ, then it pick BA, BC, BD continuously. So up to uh, XFD. So there are a lot of columns. There are a lot of columns. Then for rows also, these are rows. Rows start from one, row 2, row 3, row 4, up to the last row, which is row 1 million. We have it have more than 1 million rows, 1,048,576. So these are the rows you have in one sheet. This is for only one sheet. So for the another sheet also, you have 1 million plus. You understand? You have 1 million plus rows. For Adama also you have this. So you see you have a lot of rows, which I believe you cannot exhaust them in a single state data. 1 million rows plus more than uh, more than 1,000 columns. You can't exhaust them in just a single state data. So assuming you can create more than 200 plus sheets. So I think with this you can believe me that you can't exhaust all the columns we have in what do you call it? You can't exhaust all the columns or all the data. You can't exhaust your data to say that Microsoft Excel cannot take your data as far as Nigerian context is concerned. So that's it for rows and columns. I believe we all know what are rows, what are columns. These are so how do we adjust rows? How do we adjust columns? I think it should be in the next session. It should be in the next class. In the next class, we are going to talk about that. We are going to talk about the how to adjust them and other stuff. We are just introducing the interface now. So I think the next thing is cell. These are cells. The cell is the intersection between rows and column is what we call cell. The intersection between rows and column is what we call cell. Like this one now, you see there is intersection between column C and column C and row 6. So that is what we call a cell. Each and every box here is a cell, and each and every cell here has its own address. Now, how are we going to know that which column, this cell is, what is the address of this cell, what is the address of this cell, what is the address of this cell? So we want to know the address of each and every cell. So technically, if you want to know the address of any cell, all you have to do is just look at the column. For this one now, it's in column G. Do you understand? The cell is in column G. I mean the active cell I selected is in column G. In which row? It is in column 10. You can see it. You see it somehow highlighted. The column is highlighted and the row is also highlighted. So it's in column G and it is in row 10. So our cell, this cell is called cell G10. Please, do you understand? This call is called what? Cell G10. For this one, now let me take this one. For this one, you see it's in column J and it is in row 6. So we call it cell J6. So whatever cell you select, you see for this one is cell S8. Please, let's have a little bit interaction with each other and see. Please, who can tell me which cell is this? The active cell I selected. Please, who can tell me? The active cell I selected. Cell I11. Aisha Yusuf. Cell I11. So it disappear. What of this one? This one is I17. Good. I17. Good. So let me select another one and see if I can confuse you. What of this one? V22, good. V22, V22. It's not I22. Someone said I22. It's V22. Good, good. So that is V22. So this is how you can locate your cell. All the cells have their names. You can go ahead. We are going to use them maybe in the next classes when we start using formulas and what have you. So this is how you can what do you call it? How you can locate your cell, or how you can name your cell to say this cell is in a given place. Then you can give it a name. So I think that's all for today's class. I don't know if there is any question. Please, you can go ahead and ask your question within this 3 minutes we have. Please, is there any question? This is just a brief introduction about Microsoft Excel. We are going to, in the next week, we are going to have a uh, detailed about it. We are going to dive deep in Microsoft Excel. Please, do we have any question as far as what we have discussed throughout the session? Please, is there any question? Okay. Okay, someone is saying, how can we navigate to the last row? I have shown you how to navigate to the last column. So she asks a very good question. She asks a very good question. How can we navigate to the last row? So if you want to navigate to the last row, all you have to do is just to press Control and then press down arrow. Once you press the down arrow, it will navigate you to the last row, which is row 1 million plus. So that's how you navigate to the uh, last row. So please, is there any question? Guidelines. Someone is saying guidelines. What do you mean by guidelines? Guidelines. I didn't get you. Okay, grid lines. Yeah, grid lines. Yeah, grid lines. I supposed to have talked about these grid lines. Grid lines, you see all this. Sometimes people are getting scared with Microsoft Excel because of all these lines we have. And these lines are of nothing. You see all these lines like this one, and what have you. So some people are getting scared with it, but it's nothing. You understand? It's nothing. You can get rid of it if you don't want to use it, but it's just for you to, for all for the data to be more easier for you and to be more clear for you. If you want to remove them, all you have to do is just come to this view. If you come to this view, you see this is your grid line. Once you click on it, your grid lines disappear. You see there is no more all those lines. So if you want your Excel interface to be like this, just like a Microsoft Word file, you can do it. Now once you press that grid lines, once you uncheck it, it will automatically, all the lines will automatically disappear. So that's it for grid lines. You can, if you want it back, you can go ahead and just click on it, and then your grid lines are back. It's just for you to navigate and to see your data clearly. That is the reason why we are using grid lines. We didn't reach creating of table. Please do navigate to a particular column, not necessarily the last one. So someone is asking if we can navigate to a particular column, not necessarily the last one. Okay, so now let's say I want to navigate to column A or column P. Okay. So the question that was asked was that we know how to navigate to the last column and we know how to navigate to the last row in the data. So what if I want to navigate to a specific cell or a specific row or a specific column? You understand? Normally it should be a specific cell. Maybe I want to navigate to cell Q300. You understand? Cell Q300. So if I want to navigate to cell Q300, this is what we call a name box. So you just come here and write Q300. Once you write Q300 and you press enter, you see it will automatically navigate to cell Q300. Maybe someone can give me a any cell that you want us to navigate to and see. Let's test it and see. Please just give us any cell you want us to navigate. Somebody says cell Z1000. Cell Z1, please. Okay, let me just pick. Okay, cell Z1000. So let's say I want to navigate to cell Z1000. So all I have to do is just write Z, then I will write 1000. Then I will hit enter. You see it automatically navigated to cell Z1000 like this. So what about you say cell AW 500. So you see, it navigated to cell AW 500. Okay, I wrote 50 instead of 500, right? Okay. So you see, it navigated to cell A 500. So this is how you can navigate to any cell you want to navigate to. So please, is there any question? Is there any question? Please. So I think there is no question. Cool. Okay, okay, okay. So I think there is no question. Thank you very much for listening. Have a wonderful night. The recording will be dropped very soon. The recording will be dropped very soon. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day or night. Have a wonderful night. Yeah.